Welcome to Capzels, Time Captured. Capzels is a free, media-rich online timeline creation tool that allows its users to create personalized time capsules by integrating videos, photo, music, documents, narrations, and to blog directly to the timeline. There's also a free iPhone app that can be downloaded and used directly from the iPhone. The benefit to the iPhone app is it would allow the virtual teacher to ask students to demonstrate and create capsules that show their real-world application of virtual learning. Another bonus or potential that Capzels has is its ability to help the teacher create a sense of classroom community, which we know is something really hard to do in the virtual classroom. As you can see, you can embed your capsules directly into a Facebook wall. A teacher could create a Facebook page for her virtual classroom, his virtual classroom, and then ask students at the start of the virtual lesson or the course to create their own capsule that represented something about them, a get-to-know-you activity. These capsules could be embedded on the Facebook wall, students could provide each other with some feedback, and teachers would get a chance to learn something about the students in her class while they learned something about each other. The bonus, by working with Facebook, it would further that sense of classroom community because Facebook relationships are already perceived as real friendships by our students. But I think Capzels' potential is far beyond what we can do with it as far as creating community and personal, individualized time capsules. I'm going to start by showing you one of the capsules that I've created. I use the PBS sample module that they provided us for the online course where prejudice is explored, and I created my own capsule that would not only be able to be used as a model when students decide that they are going to make their own, but also as a way to deliver background information for students who know nothing about the topic. So I'm opening it up in the edit mode so you can see what it would be like to create a capsule. One of the benefits, I think, of Capzels is they've related it to a desktop program, PowerPoint, in some way. A lot of the tools work similarly. It's a point and click. It's relatively intuitive. Now, if I had gone to the Create tag instead of opening one that I've already created, when you create a new capsule, there is a video to watch that explains how to create the capsule and how to use the different tools over in the toolbar. On the left-hand side of the page, we do have the toolbar. I can add a title and description. Adding a description helps students to summarize something about their learning, and I think that's an important higher bloom sort of thinking, and so I like that it not only gives students an opportunity to put in a title, but it also asks them to put in a description. At that point in time, I can also change font and font color. I can tag the capsule, another higher order thinking skill, thinking about how to categorize the information that I'm putting in the timeline so that other people can find it. Adding content. Here's a real benefit to Capzels. In order to add content, you have to upload it from your computer, which means any information that you find, any images that you want to use, any videos, have to be downloaded and saved to the computer first. Now, some people might say, well, that seems like such a waste of time. Why not just copy and paste it in? But the positive thing about this is it allows students to think about what they want to post. It allows them to practice good research practices, to take notes, to think about the order of things, to prepare the information before they simply start to create a timeline. It also allows them to cite their sources if you're expecting them to do a research-based capsule. Now, you can either create single thumbnails, as I have done, to represent each plot on the timeline, or you can upload a stack onto the timeline. I'm just going to click that very quickly. And a stack, as you can see, uploads a combination of items. And I like the way that they use the images to distinguish that this is a stack containing more than one idea. So for example, if one of the plots on the timeline I wanted to go deeper into it and provide more text, more narration, more pictures for the person who is viewing it to look at, I would create a stack. As you can see by looking at this, to upload, it's very simple. You click Add Files, it opens up a window to your browser, you browse through, select the files that you would like it to upload, and you click Start Upload. And it happens very quickly. You can upload multiple files at the same time. In addition, you can also blog directly onto the timeline, and as you can see, or as I will show you, if I move through this, the blog posts are represented by an A that is text. Now right now I'm in the design mode, so as I'm going through, you're not seeing all the features necessarily that you will see when I click I'm finished and we can actually look at this. I'm going to close this up. I like too that they have, for each one of their tabs, there's a little arrow, just like you would on your desktop. When you click the arrow, it expands the window. For the novice user, they have a Design Your Capsule tab, and here you can either choose one of their pre-created themes, and they have quite a few to go with. I'm not sure that they're the best, but they work. For the more advanced user, or as students grow their confidence, they can use the Design It Myself tab, and here they can upload a background image, they can choose background colors, they can position the background. As they gain confidence, they might definitely move away from pick a theme to design it yourself, so that their whole capsule can represent the concept that they're trying to express. And then finally we have privacy settings. You can set that the earlier information is public and the later information is private, or you can set all of your information as private or public. The benefit to setting some as public and other as private is that early in the virtual class you could have public information for all students to view, and then as the course progresses you could make some information private so that only certain groups of users could see the information that you want to share. That would mean you would only be sharing the link with those groups of users. If everyone has the link, the information is public to everyone who shares the link. So when I'm done, I'm just going to click I'm finished, and that's going to take me out of the design mode. And what you see, and I'm just going to turn the volume off for a second, and what you'll see is that you have a timeline that is created, and there's several ways to view it. You can simply scroll through it, and as you click on each individual place in the timeline, that window will open up so that it's larger and easier to read. If you click on Show Details, it will open up all the information that you would like to share with the viewer. In this case, I have included the MLA citation so that when students look at this, they understand that not only do I want them to share information, but I want them to incorporate MLA citation. And to close that, you would simply click Close or Hide Details. You'll notice that I'm logged in, so if I were to make comments, it would be under my screen name. If another student does not have an account, they can still make comments simply by adding a comment, and they will show up as a guest user. So you don't need to have an account in order to comment back and forth. The commenting portion is an excellent collaboration tool because it can allow students to discuss back and forth ideas along the way and give suggestions for changes or just give feedback for the content that's being presented. So viewing the capsule is pretty easy. If I want to go all the way to the end, I'm going to hit the end arrow. If I want to go through things one at a time, I can use the arrows that advance me through it, and then when I hover over, it gives me just the heading, and once again if I click on it, it makes that particular plot large and there's more information I can read. I think there's a lot of potential for capsules. While this timeline represents a final product, I also could have used it to introduce the concepts that would be covered in the course. For example, in this course, prejudice is viewed, and how prejudice impacts characters in different stories is part of the online learning. A teacher could create a capsule that illustrated prejudice, either racial, religious, or ethnic, in the United States, in the world, based on the books that the students are choosing, or as a general overview before students choose a book. in order to help build background knowledge. Creating background knowledge for students who are taking a course that they're not familiar with is really important, and this tool is really beneficial because not only can they read, they can watch videos, they can listen, so it meets all those different learning styles. Students could also create their own capsules after doing some research, similar to the one that you see here, or they could use it as a digital portfolio, so to speak, documenting their along the way learning in the virtual class through images, through videos, through narrations, through blog posts that demonstrate how they are growing as a learner, how they are using the learning, places where they're getting stuck. I just see this program as having a lot of different uses. Because I teach language arts, I wanted to think about, well, does this program have uses for teachers outside the kind of language-based content areas? And I was thinking, if I were a science teacher, I might ask students to document a science experiment. I could ask them to use the iPhone app, or I could ask them to use a digital camera, a digital video camera, record themselves performing the experiment, and then using the blog post to comment along the way or to update the different stages of the experiment, so that as a teacher I could see their progress, but then so could their classmates view this as a learning tool and comment back and forth and ask questions. Overall, I think Capzels is a wonderful tool for the virtual teacher. I think it has a lot of potential. I can see students using it in ways that I probably haven't thought about. I think overall, I would highly recommend that you play with this, figure out some of the different ways that it might apply to your particular content area. I think you're going to find it's very easy to use, it's a little addictive, and you're really going to enjoy Capzels as much as I did.